How you doing? All right. Oh, we're live. All right. Bear with me, guys, there for a minute. We're going to move that over there so you don't have to see that. There we go. That's a good idea. Perfect. Give me a minute there, guys. We're just making sure. I'm on a new setup here. So bear with me. I haven't had time to really battle test this. If everything sounds okay, let me know. Hopefully I'm not too loud, but I think I might be. There's a little bit of an input coming in on my microphone here, so bear with me for 1 second here. Hey, let me know. Hopefully I'm not... Alright, it sounds pretty good to me, but I could be wrong. Alright, we'll just give it a minute here. I'm just getting things situated, last second setups and all that fun stuff. But if you're new to the channel, we do a little live stream here. I'm going to try to get back into it at least once a week. I was kind of fading out a little bit, but I was kind of trying to navigate to a new laptop, and I didn't really have my good setup. We are now back to the desktop, and we are without an issue. That is not going to be an issue anymore. So I think we are going to be back to a weekly stream. I just going to come up with some interesting ideas. You know, I don't always want to talk about dating fails, which are funny, but come up with some interesting ideas. So here we go. Dude, it's just crisp. Hopefully the stream looks okay. I've got the settings set up a little bit higher than usual. So it's like a 1080p. It should be 1080p, 60 FPS where possible. And audio should be half decent. I did test it there briefly, and it didn't sound too bad. So I think we'll roll with the audio there, and I think we'll just kind of roll with it. So on tonight's venue, what we have for you this evening, very interesting, a little bit different, probably about an hour stream, not too much later than that, not too much earlier than that. So I am doing a MeetMe review that should be out in a few days, but it's not. I haven't started it yet. I've just got the patch notes on it so far, the script notes, whatever you want to call it, and it's very interesting. I have used MeetMe before, but I don't remember it being this bad. So a user, PAS, I believe, recommended it to me and asked me to do this review. So that will be dropping in a few days, but the Bumble BFF review will be dropping first. And that should be out tomorrow. Yeah, probably tomorrow. Tomorrow or the day after. I imagine tomorrow I'll upload that. So the Meet Me one will be next. Are you on TikTok? I'm not, actually. But I have considered that before, but I want to keep it on one platform for now. Instagram is just my photography, but if I did TikTok, I would try to see if I could get them back and forth somehow. And I feel like TikTok, you need to make really quick content, like short content, and I try to make long content, even if it's like 5 minutes, right? But that is a good question. That is something I have thought about, but I personally think TikTok is cancer. Continuing on to that though, yeah, so I will show some notes on that, probably anytime. But we are going to look at some Meet Me reviews. I will talk about those in the video, but I am going to review a few of them because they are crazy. And I really want to show how bad this dating app is, you know. And not necessarily just this one, but this one's got a lot that it's pretty bad. What does this say here? Just deleted this channel because TikTok crushing this app now. Yeah, I mean, and you know, that's what it is, man. YouTube isn't going anywhere. Oh, sorry, you mean your own channel. I thought you meant my channel. I was like, man, I should take offense to that, but yeah. I get that too, that people are switching to other platforms. There's another one too, if I remember correctly. I don't know the name of it, but it's not YouTube. It's a new upcoming video service that people seem to think are going to take out YouTube, but I just think YouTube is too big to knock out. But you can have competitors like TikTok, but the demographic on TikTok is not really what I'm after. You know, I do understand that not everyone's like 12 years old that watches it, but you know, it's insane on TikTok. I have growth on YouTube. I don't think I'd have growth on TikTok. You know, I don't have the I don't have the audience that I would have there, you know, and I'd be starting from scratch as well. And I just don't really like the format, the app. I don't really like much about it at all, honestly. But it is a thought. It is something I would do. So coming again with MeetMe, yeah, we'll be going through the reviews there a little bit, and I really just want to, like, some of them are just really unsettling. If you even look right here on the screen, I'll highlight it here. So right here, and this is what is the site? Sitejabber. I've never even heard of that. But anyway, it's got some reviews, and I'm telling you, they're legit. It's got, in the last 12 months, the positive reviews, which basically come at like a 4-star to a 5-star, come at 6.1% in the last 12 months of the reviews. That's really bad. Yeah, and I agree. I actually think that's not a bad idea. I have heard people try that before, like kind of expand to to different apps, right? And I think some of them do quite well. And no different as someone comes from, like, when Vine shut down, right? People came from Vine to YouTube and their audience carried over, but the difference is they didn't switch content. They just kept making the same, like, 60-second videos, right? Or whatever they were making at the time, right? Like I know Vine wasn't 60 seconds, but, like, under 60 seconds, right, is like a YouTube short, right? And shorts do actually quite well, surprisingly, for a good amount of people. So it has been a thought, and I just don't know how I would monetize that as much, or could I do, like, multiple audiences and multiple spots, So right now I want to keep it at least to YouTube for a bit, and then I think we could try that, and it is something in the future. So, don't quote me, but possible. Other on the story today, the other things we're going to be talking about, we have some OkCupid date fails. A couple interesting ones I wanted to cover that I thought went really interesting. We have, like I said, the notes here on the MeetMe app that I'm going to review. So here's just kind of a quick overview. You can see there's a lot to talk about. So this is all my notes so far in the app. But we'll be coming back to that in a bit of time. And then we also have the bingo, online dating bingo, that I kind of wanted to, as a joke, kind of fill out of some of the profiles and things that would happen. I thought would be kind of funny and maybe a little interactive, that I can get a few of you to type away what you guys think. But we'll probably talk about MeetMe first. We'll do the bingo, and then we'll finish up with OkCupid dating fails. That's going to be the playlist for this evening. So thank you so much for tuning in. Captain Date, what is your goal on here, playa? Right now, it is to really get the 1,000 subscribers. That's really the objective at this time. I will hit that by the looks of it by the end of January. I mean, I know that's not a crazy growth, but that's pretty good for me. That's actually quite good. And from there, I'd like to monetize and start investing some money into the channel if I can make a little bit of money. So what that means is I have some ideas, like, say, for Bumble Premium, where you can travel to another location. I often make videos on OkCupid where I talk about how I get hundreds of matches in, like, Indonesia, the Philippines, things like that. So that's the plan. I want to invest some money. So really, I'm not taking that out of pocket per se. I'm paying for the premium, and then I'm reinvesting that into a YouTube video where I am trying Bumble in another city, another country. Also, by the way, if you're watching on YouTube but not live, I also appreciate that as well. I do see a good chunk of you coming in when I'm not live and watching the follow-up there. So I do appreciate that, and I want you to make sure that it's known that I do appreciate you coming in. So without any further ado, let's get into a couple of the MeetMe reviews, and we'll go through it. So a very quick overview. MeetMe is a dating app, online dating. We do a lot of that here on the channel, and I swear we're doing other things, but a lot of online dating. And again, just as a lot of these tyrants were really good back in the day, MeetMe was really good years ago, and you'll see that in the reviews. If you look up positive reviews, they're always 3 years, like 2, 3, 4 years plus, right? And the general recent reviews, anything recent, are really poor. So it's a good thing to keep in mind when watching, like, when looking at these apps, right? Is like OkCupid, Plenty of Fish, MeetMe, all were really good back in the day. Like, more early 2000s, 2005 to 2010, really good, really the apps that people wanted. And as we got up in the years, they just started getting worse and worse and worse. So that's what we're going to review today. I have used MeetMe before. This was quite a while ago. I don't remember much about it, but as you can see, of the most positive review is a 4 out of 5, and the worst is a 1. So that's what we're getting ourselves into here, and it's going to be quite interesting. So let's look at some positive reviews and see what this app has to offer. Perfect. All right. The first one. Meet narcissistic drug addicts. It's filled with too many narcissistic behavior types of drug addicts who think that their opinions on life are what really matter in this world. It's full of delusional losers who think there are superstars on live that constantly beg for gifts. Now, if you're not aware, how MeetMe works is it's part of something called the Meet Group. We will be doing a video on this, by the way, so you are getting the trailer of my video, which is going to be like at least 20 minutes because there's a lot to cover in this app, but I digress. So MeetMe is an app where you can live stream. It's a part of a group called the MeetMe Group Inc., which owns Scout, MeetMe, Luvu, I believe it is, like a bunch of apps. They own a bunch of dating apps, and they all work together. Plenty of Fish is in there too, and you live stream on all of them. So, like, if you live stream on Plenty of Fish, someone on MeetMe can watch your live stream, and vice versa. So that's just to give you an idea. The live streaming works out with coins, so you can gift coins, well, you get coins, sorry, and buy gifts to gift to people, and you typically would do that to a live streamer. So when you gift to a live streamer, they'll get something called diamonds, which basically, I could be wrong, but I think you can convert it to cash, which is very interesting. You can monetize that. Typically, obviously, just hot women will get these, but just, I digress. Because you can get coins for free if you watch videos, so they're still making money. So it's all working out well. But the diamonds actually give you like a rank, and the more diamonds you have means the more people have gifted to you and the higher rating you are. And people do take that to heart. So it's interesting to see a review on that right away that's like people just obviously like begging for them on there, which isn't a surprise. We got a comment here from Durham G. This site used to be great, but now it's dwindled down to trash talk, like you say. They've created a new site, Scout, which, by the way, is just as bad, which is getting just as bad, and it really sucks. Scout really mimics MeetMe in a lot of ways, and it really does because the UI, the graphical user face, is just awful. It's just simple. Like, that's the best way to describe it. Like, Tinder is simple, but a good simple, right? Like, that's what you want. You don't want, it is flashy, and it is nice, and it's not too complex. And, like, Scout and MeetMe both share that same problem, where they go way too simple. And it looks bad. It looks cheap. PAS comments here. What do you got, bud? One of the streams I saw was a lady stumbling around her rented a rather large house, drunk, and she had been on for a while. She was making a lot of money off it, enough to pay for her life. Yeah, and that's it. That's it. I have seen people have been bragging about the amount of money they make, which is quite interesting to me. And they just do what we're doing here. They just talk. They don't even have the display up. It's just them on a camera talking, like on their cell phone. I've read some stories. It'll be in the review, but I've read stories on Reddit, and I mean, obviously, you have to take those with a grain of salt. But like, one woman was like cutting herself on there. Other people have like domestic abuse. There's arguments on there. I've seen people come on with like, the big Trump flags. Like, you'll see a lot of stuff on there that is just not censored in any way. Get payback refund and of any lost money. You want a competent forensic lord who can recover your Bitcoin money and it gets straight into your wallet. That's clearly some kind of fake review. We're not going to read that. Terrible, unsafe service. The scary thing about it is it's a 4 out of 5. Like, you would think a 4 out of 5 would not say this is an unsafe service, but this is what we're working with here. MeetMe is a terrible service for females looking to date because it attracts many male users who bully, scam, and threaten. It also promotes sexist and racist rants, and please avoid. I've actually kind of heard a little bit of the opposite, actually, that it's really just a bunch of fake female accounts, and the men can't find anyone legitimate to date, which I actually would say is very true. I messaged 3 women today on this app. Like, I'm testing it. I'm trying to figure out how it works. All 3 of them were fake accounts. They all immediately linked me to a Kik to talk to them. So you have to be very careful about this. Like, this one says the love of my life. I'm just gonna say, man, no one really wants to read this. Like, MeetMe has it all together. What website were you on? But you can look at this and see, like, that's 2017, right? Like, that's a while ago. So that's when the site was still kind of half decent, right? And it just went up the gutter. Let's look up some 1 stars here. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. We're gonna look up a 2 star as well. We'll be generous here. Okay. That's got boobs in it. We don't want to look at that. I read that one this morning, so I know it. Beware of this lame app. And this is August 25th. This is what I'm talking about. You're going to get some more recent reviews. MeetMe gives you an excellent opportunity to meet tons of fakes and also quite a few obnoxious scammers. That was not what I was looking for, so I left to Adults Fun Club. Or .club. I've read about that one, and the Adult Friend Finder. They both look like they're hiccups. By the way, that's going to be a review coming. It turned out to be the ideal choice. During my first month there, I met compatible ladies that were really top-notch and classy. Then I met an ideal woman, and we are together now. I am subscribed from all the dating sites, but MeetMe attempted to bill me several times. Now, what people don't get, by the way, a lot of these apps that you pay for, like Match.com, eHarmony, Zoosk, all of them, right? They're all renewing payment. So if you don't cancel it, if you do not cancel it, and even if you delete the account, I would still probably cancel it before you do that. Be careful, because they will bill you again. I got billed by eHarmony for like $400 again, because that's why I have a video called eHarmony Scam, and it's popular, because everybody else had that problem. They thought they were out, billed again, right? Bad dating app. Why, it says. They flagged and blocked my account for verifying my pictures for over 75 times. I had taken my picture and it said success, and it said to verify that after again. Each time I took a picture, it then sent an email. I'd gotten over 75 of them. I screenshot my phone to show the harassment from them. Too many fake, and they want to. I don't know what that word is. But I'm going to comment on this here slightly. So it looks like you verified the maximum number of accounts. That's a weird error message to have here. Yeah, okay, that's that. That looks fine. Wow. Oh, well, that's not harassment. That's a generic That's an auto email that they would have sent to her. Like, they just send that out. That's a do not reply email address, ideally. And I think it's all in the trash. Just put a filter on it. I will say the MeetMe verifying, the video verifying is awful. Awful. And it was one of the worst I've used. We'll get into it in the video, but it was awful. Total scam. I was on MeetMe for 2 years. Honestly, it's a long time. Most of the profiles were scams. The scammers I ran into were from the US and foreign countries. On any given night, I would get at least 4 prostitutes that were completely naked soliciting sex for money. In most cases, though, they would just masturbate publicly. Maybe on stream? I'm not sure. According to MeetMe, this is supposedly against their policy. It, however, happened all the time, and MeetMe did nothing to get rid of the scammers. I reported these profiles many times, and they never got banned. I saw the same scammer repeatedly try to scam me on this app. Finally, I got mad and called out the scammers. The scammers got angry because I called them out and they were found out. They reported me to MeetMe, and MeetMe promptly banned my app permanently. It was done ruthlessly and without warning. In 2 years, I rose to level 40, almost 41, and had accrued 62,000 credits. Oh my god, we're going to get into that in a second. Warning people, do not purchase coins in this app with your credit card. MeetMe will ban you after you spend a large amount of money on this app. That's what everyone seems to be complaining about. From what I heard, people are people are being banned for no rhyme or reason. It is my belief that if you have diamonds and do not continuously spend money on this app, you will be banned eventually, guaranteed, and for no apparent reason. Diamond traders and scammers won't be touched because they make the app money, and that's what it's all about. Of all apps out there, MeetMe is the most crooked and corrupt. I have long since joined other apps, and they are a lot more honest and real than MeetMe is. During the short time I was on the apps, they treated me better. I mean, I think it's funny that you'd say, like, an app treated you better, like Bumble treated me better. So I want to quickly talk about this review, and we'll move along from the reviews. So the credit system in this app it's really outrageous. It's really egregious. And I'll explain why. So this guy accrued 62,000 credits. 62,000, okay, is a big number. Now, the way that the credit system works in this app is in here, which is the notes I was talking about earlier. So just feast your eyes on this section right here, okay? Right here. This is all you need to know. So in this section, 1 hour you can see what it's costing you is what I'm saying, per coins. Now, this isn't talking about the gifts you can buy. This is strictly the coins. But from E to G is where I list the prices. So right here. Okay. Now this is what I'm getting. Now, it's possible that he accrued them somehow for free. You can watch the videos and get 5 per video, even though it advertises 10, by the way. You get 5. But 14,500 credits is $139.99, okay? I want that to sink in for a second, okay? So if he actually bought any of these credits, and I pray to God he didn't do that, he paid a lot of money. I'm not even going to do the math for you. And you can see the level as well. I don't understand the level. It looks to be some kind of like popularity thing, like Tagged or like other apps will do. And again, it looks like kind of like Boo, where you can get like free rewards out of it. Like if you get to level 5, they might give you some credits. So he probably got a few that way as well. But I just think that number is insane. He got 62,000, and they just banned him with no rhyme or reason, no refund, no nothing. And it's funny to me that you report the scammer and nothing happens when you do so. Duke Togo, hey man, how's it going? Across all the people I follow, you're the dating guy. I appreciate that. I found a niche, man. I didn't expect to really be the dating guy, but I generally notice on my YouTube channel, with my analytics, my videos with online dating do significantly better. So it's not it definitely is the main content, but it's not the only content. But it is the main content. And I would say I'm the dating guy, and it's just my friends in person as well who do watch as well, because I do it a lot. I have a lot of dating experience. So we're going to move on from the MeetMe reviews. As you can see there, we'll just let it scroll here for a second here. We'll just let it go there in the background. It's pretty bad. And we're going to be reading a few of these in the review that is coming probably in about a week. So keep that in mind. We'll slow that down there. Oh, that looks better. I will note before we go on to the bingo, by the way, I did get a sponsorship email. Now, I can't tell if this is legit yet, but I did get an email asking me about a rate, and if it doesn't go anymore, and if I would be willing to talk about it, and it's not from MeetMe, it is called Millionaire Dating. So I want to just say it right now that I never expected a sponsorship. Let's be quite honest here. Most of those I get emailed by are scams, like on Instagram, right? Like they want me to promote like Nike. Like good luck with that. However, I want it known that if that actually happens, if you see the video that says Millionaire Dating, well, it's going to be explicitly clear I've been paid to talk about this app, but I'm going to be ruthless if possible. And not necessarily good or bad. It's just I'm going to do it like I always do it. I give credit where credit's due. Like the Boo dating app, I did say that it was an acceptable dating app. I didn't think it was terrible. It actually was one of the better ones. I was surprised. And likewise, I'm not ever going to change my opinion because money is on the table. If it sucks, I'm going to tell you it sucks. The first thing I noticed off the website, by the way, and that's just all I'm going to say about it for now. We'll come back to it. You either have to apparently be a millionaire, which I think is hilarious, or it says to be attractive. So, like, someone like me who's just not really, like, I'm kind of I have some money in my account, and I'm not that attractive, I don't understand it. Like, does it just not cater to me? So, I don't know. I thought it would be funny. So, we're going to move on here to the free bingo thing here. I thought this would be kind of funny. So, bear with me here. Let's zoom this in. There we go. There we go. I'm sorry that was so zoomed out, everybody. My apologies about that. Oh, yeah, that's right. There we go. That looks Gucci. All right, perfect. There we go. Sorry about that. I'm just kind of adjusting as we go along. So what I wanted to do, I thought this would be kind of funny, just something maybe to get some comments in the chat. You guys can give me some ideas. So I wanted to make a bingo chart for online dating specifically, and kind of just see what things I could think of for men and women. So you know what I mean? So either or. So just to list it a couple things. So like some ideas would be like, well, right in here, like, has a kid, you know, that's an example, right? You know, for G3, right? They have a kid. Okay. So like, you know, single mom, single father, you know, and you could write that too. Right? You could say like single parent. That would probably be better. Single parent. Then, you know, maybe the next one could be, you know, whatever, right? So I'm just gonna talk while I do this, but if you guys have ideas that you want me to throw in there, throw them in the chat, and I'll put some in here. I think it'd be kind of funny, and I'll save it. I'll make a video about it or something, you know, its own dedicated YouTube video. But single parent is staying. That's a beauty. I was thinking like shirt, like I'll put them all over the place. I want to put all the easy ones right in one spot. But like maybe like a shirtless pic. There's always one of them. That's kind of more for the guys, but like if you're a woman going on Bumble, there's always a shirtless pic. Our shirtless guys, I guess I'll just say shirtless pics. I mean, you never know. I mean, for women, I guess the equivalent would be like the bikini picture. You know, there's always one of them in their profile. I guess you could even say fake account. You know, you could put that in here, like one of these here. That's always in there too. There's always a fake account, and you could tell, right? I think I have a video on that actually, but you can always tell. Like it's like the one picture, no profile filled out. What else they got going on there? It's usually just garbage, like a blurry photo. They immediately ask you to talk off the app, or they have it in their profile. Those are the funny ones. That'll be like their bio, and they're like, hit me up on Telegram. I'm like, no, bro. No way. Like, I'm not hitting you up on Telegram, and you can bet your ass I'm never going to do that. Duck face pic. That's a good one. You know, guys do that too, by the way, too. But I'll put that in there. We'll go G1 here. Duck face pic. I like that. I actually forgot that existed, but that's annoying. I'll meet you in the middle, PS. We'll say filters as well. If you have filters, man, that's a bingo. That's a bingo right there. Like, I'm not going to lie to you. I absolutely hate when I go onto a profile and the first picture you can tell is just heavily filtered. Like, heavily edited, like Snapchat filters or anything like that. Super annoying. I could say, like, a car or, like, hunting. Hunting would be an interesting one. That's a lot of guy ones, too. Yeah, I'll put hunting in there. Let's do O1 here. Any form of hunting. Any form of hunting is what's going to go in. Yeah, so I would say, like, hunting picture would be probably a better one. Yeah, let's get specific. So, like, anytime you see a picture where, like, the girl's got, like, the deer by the horns that's just dead, or the guy's holding the fish, I would say that, too. Like, fishing/hunting would actually be it. I'm going to put that in, yeah. Fishing/hunting. Man, that's really small. Really shrunk that thing. What the hell? Yeah, I would say that. Like, that would be... Put online dating bingo. Yeah, I would say, like, fishing, hunting pictures, I think, are a massive turnoff. Good for you, by the way, if you like that. Good for you. But I'm not into it at all. Like, if that's there. Okay, what else we got? I'd say, like, an ass pic. It's the equivalent of a shirtless pic. That's kind of the same thing, right? And I mean, it's got to be like very apparent it's an ass pic. Like, it's got to be like, and I mean, let's be honest, like, guys do it too, but not very common, obviously. More in like Grindr they do that. It's really awkward, to be quite honest with you. But let's just say, like, you know, it's like where they got the bikini pulling up, and it's like deliberately just zoomed in on their butt, like, because that's their asset. They're at the gym with their ass in the mirror. That's the aspect, right? If it's just them, like, with their back turned and you're just looking at their butt, that's a different story. But if it's deliberately made for you to do that, that's it. I'm gonna come up with all the ideas, guys. Come on, help me out here. I'm thinking too, something about dogs is always like the BS one I hate too. Like, must love dogs. I got a guy named Yoren I know. He says, he made a comment that he was gonna put in his Bumble that he was just gonna say, your dog will hate me. Like, your dog won't like me. I thought that was bloody hilarious. Let's write this in here. Must love dogs. I think, like, anything about dogs. You know what? Anything about dogs. There you go. Dog pic, dog profile, dog anything. Pic taken from really high angle. Buddy, you were really thinking what I was thinking. Yep, that's where I was going. I was thinking that one too. What do you even call that? Like, what term would that get? Like the picture that, you know what what I'm talking about. The picture that's right here. Right? And they're looking this way, like right like that on an angle, and it doesn't show their size. Guys do it too, man. It's catfishing. And it's unfortunate. I'm gonna have a hot take here, okay? I don't mind that people are fat. I'm not into people who are overweight. I like a girl with a few extra pounds to her who's a little curvy. I'm very into that. Like, not super skinny, right? That's also a turnoff to me too. And every guy or girl has a preference, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But if you deliberately do that stuff to mislead people, if you take a photo where you're 200 pounds and you're up to 260 when you meet that person, that's shame on you, right? Shame on you. because that's not fair to the person meeting you, because they're under the impression, they have that picture, they're under the impression, right? They're meeting that person, right? And they're not anymore. They're meeting the new person, right? That the new weight. So I do think you should be very open and honest. I'm small. I'm not a big guy, right? I'm like I don't know what I am for weight, like 140. And I show my size. I have a full picture, like a full body picture, and like waist up on another one. So you really can see. Like I'm like sitting like this. You can see what I look like. I'm gonna move that webcam down a little bit. I don't think that was too bad or anything. There we go. I'm going to deliberately put on the angle I'm just talking about. So yeah, just keep that in mind when you're doing dating, man. I think you should really represent yourself in the best way. I have pictures from like a year and a half ago, but you know what? I haven't changed. I visibly look the same as I do in that picture. So I'm fine putting that picture up, but you can't expect somebody to be okay with that if you look completely different, you know? So we'll do that. I don't even know what you would put that though, like misleading picture? Bad angled pictures. Yeah, I'll see that. I'm gonna come back to this one. I might need to reword this. So, yeah, so just, again, like, that's, like, and it doesn't matter. Like, it kind of encompasses a few things. Like, if you do, like, this, like, off to the side, looking at you, and you have it, like, your shoulder, it does the same thing. It's like why a lot of people will wear, like a lot of girls will wear black, because it looks slimming, you know? It's why guys, when they send dick pics, they send with an equivalent of something, right? They send it, like, with a Pepsi can in the corner. You know? It doesn't look good, but it shows a size comparison. Oh, one more. When the woman has a list of demands, I would say that's mutual. To be honest, I would say that's mutual. I would counter, and I would say that's a mutual. I would say demands in profile. If you're not sure what I mean by demands, by the way, I'll kind of elaborate there. Or PAS means, actually, I can't take credit for that. So demands in a profile typically will be something like must be this height, must be, and not like a joke. Like, oh, must be willing to sing in the car with me. That's not a demand. That's a joke, right? You Googled it and you found it out. That's a great topic, by the way. I'm going to write that down. Is where people Google Tinder bios. Look at this. Ready? Watch this. Watch this shit. I haven't even looked it up. You can tell I haven't looked it up. Look at this. Oh, wow, these are horrible. All right, this isn't what I was looking for. Man. Hold on a minute. Dude, where are they? So there's sites that people go to and they Google bios, man. Right? Like, you see a lot of the same bios, right? Like, I don't know, maybe this is the same. I kind of feel weird looking at these profiles. That was actually a good picture. That was funny. Yeah, that's a good one. But yeah, like, you can Google these, right? Like, people don't realize that stuff, right? You can just Google like Tinder bio, and a lot of girls copy them. A lot of guys copy them. And people also will take pictures in the same spots, man. It's really bad. I'll make a video on that. I'm gonna note that right now, actually, to talk about that at a later point. I opened up Premiere Pro. What a cunt. Give me a second here, folks. Give me a second here. Yeah, I'm gonna write that. I don't know why I didn't think of that idea. That was really funny. Copy pasted bios or something. Copy pasted Tinder bios. Yeah, that would be really funny. And I can just do a general talk about it. Yeah, I'm right. I actually wrote that down. Canned profiles existed. Oh yeah, big time. And you'll see it a lot too with like pictures. Like a public location that a lot of people would know. Like, for an example, in Ottawa, Ontario, right, Canada, there's a Holocaust kind of like monument, right? That's erected in the city, and girls will actually take photos at that monument, and that'll be their profile picture. And you'll see them there's Reddit posts on like r/Tinder that will show like 10 of them, right, in a row, like 10 pictures, and it's all different girls' profiles and all in that same location. It's insane, right? Because it just shows how common some of these things are. But yeah, kind of back to the demands, though. It is funny about that, though. But, people don't think that. But Yeah, some people really have like crazy lists of demands in their profile. Like, must be willing to pick me up on the date, must be willing to pay, must be willing to do this. Swipe left if you're this. Like, and those aren't also like always that bad, but they come off negative, right? And that's something you don't want. Swipe on the profile as you see fit, and then kind of go from there. Okay, put some generic ones in. Let's go here. Okay. Unmatching before messaging. I spelled that wrong? Oh, it's not even... Okay, never mind. I think I have to have a dash on there. Unmatching before messaging, what I mean by that, by the way, is like if you like match with someone on Tinder and like neither one of you message and then they just unmatch you. Right? Like, that's how that feels, right? Like, you opened up the account to go look at the profile, they're gone. Let's see here. I'm gonna start coming up with some interesting ones. Maybe like a match that's like not in your country too. That's a hard one. That's a hard one. I'm gonna put that right here. Match that isn't within. I don't even know what I want to say. Like within state, I guess, or province. I'm gonna say within 100 kilometers. That's a good one because you'll it would take Well, change that actually. There we go. A like. Whoops, didn't space that. So yeah, like what I mean, like a like if someone liked your profile and like you don't have to match them, like you could have like Tinder Gold or something and just see them and just see that they're literally nowhere near you. That should be on there too. Man, I gotta come up with these ones here, but I mean I don't know. I could start getting in the greasy ones. Like I don't want to just write fat like that. That'd be really bad. One picture. Let's give that one. I'll do that one. One picture profiles. That's always a rough one. I don't. Oh, you know what? No picture. There are Bumble profiles like that too, right? That like they'll put like no pictures on. I don't understand that shit. What are we thinking here? Shirtless pic. I think shirtless pic was good. The touristy pic people that always have is the skyscraper with the room made out of glass walls or the Chicago mirrors. Oh, that's a good point. That's kind of what I was saying earlier too. That's a good one. I think you mean that skyscraper with the room made of all glass. I wonder. I was thinking like the CN Tower. I always see those like with the glass floor. How would I word that? Like tourist pic. Yeah, we'll say that. Tourist pictures of like local places of popular. I'll say that. Tourist pictures of popular places in brackets. I think that's fair, right? Like, and that's it, right? Like, it's anything that's like, oh, that's the go-to popular place, and people go take photos there all the time. I want to say guns. That's a hard one though. People have guns on their profile. I don't really like guns in a profile. I don't really see the point in that. They could do that. I was gonna say also, it'd be funny. I mean, it kind of goes under fake account, to be fair. But is screenshotted pictures, like when you can visibly look at a picture and tell someone screenshotted it. Like it's got like it was a post on Instagram and they didn't even crop it. That would be funny. That would be really funny. I'm gonna have a brain fart right now. I may come back to this. We could say this for another day. I don't know what I want to fill in for the rest. Yeah, I don't know what I want to fill in for the rest. I mean, you could just start giving like some really easy ones, like horny messages. That's mainly men on Plenty of Fish. I was gonna say dick pics too, but you can't send those anymore. I would say that, yeah, horny messages is probably a good one. That's not too bad. They always start out horny. They always start out horny on POF. And if you just say hi, they come out horny. Yeah, screenshot of pics, man. I guess that should be in there. I'll move it over. I'll move it over here. Yeah, I'll put that in. Why not? Oh, is that only one teen screenshotted picture? Oh, you know what? Screenshotted probably isn't actually a word. It's probably screenshot picture. That just looks so wrong to me. It's... alright, let's see. What's Google? Slotted? Alright. Yeah, I thought that. There we go. I knew that wasn't a word. I was really trying. It's like troubleshooting or sorry, troubleshot or troubleshooted. You know, they Google doesn't like the Google and fucking autocorrect. They don't like that either. Fuck. What do I want to do here? The screenshot, and I'm not only thinking women too. I'm thinking guys and women too, right? Could you go super light? Super light. That would be a good one. And that kind of works in the same way, like on Hinge, like with the equivalent of like the rose, slash, comp. Oh my god, it got small. Alright, never mind. Wow. That text got like microscopic, man. I couldn't even see it. Yeah, we'll just leave super light. So that's like the equivalent of like the rose on Hinge and the compliment feature on Bumble, and the other ones. Okay, what do we got here? I get fake account again. It's like it's hard because I put that like it's really broad, right? Like you almost want to have like a link to be like I would want to put like link to another app or something like hit me up on Kick. Like I'm just saying right now. By the way, no one does that shit, and if they do, you're a fool if you do that. What else are we thinking here? Man. Okay. Let's see. I would put height, but that's kind of like demands. But like height requirement. Because they ask that. People ask that all the time, right? That's a thing on Reddit you'll see a lot, by the way. Is guys getting asked their height and they'll return and go, what's your weight? And the girls get right offended. I think it's really funny, actually. But you see a lot of it, to be quite honest, too. Unmatching before messaging. Ghosting. I guess ghosting. Ghosting's fine. Ghosting could kind of also be like unmatching before messaging, but that's really just unmatching. You haven't actually talked. I'd put ghosting in there too. Ghosting is fine, I think. Like these two right here are pretty common. Ghosting and super light are very common. So I mean that would be an easy row right now to get. Maybe I'll move some red. Okay, 6 left. Damn. Help me out, guys. It's just me and PAS. Come on, guys. Me and Paz. I'm trying to think though. It's a hard one. What do you have on Hinge too? Like, I guess you could put like no bio. Like a lot of, like there are profiles that are just basic. I'll put that in. Why not? We'll put that in. Fake account, single parent, screenshot picture. I'm gonna put it here. That's a common one. Yeah, no bio. Like, just no effort. No effort at all in a profile. By the way, if you see those profiles, I almost never try to message them. There's no point. There's just nothing to go off of. Like, there's no intro message, you know what I mean? Like, you can't be like, hey Sandra, I really like your photography ability and that you're into movies. You can't come up with that. Oh, you know what I'm coming up with? First message is hi. Hi, hey, hello. It's going to be one of the three. Where do we want to put that, though? Right here. All right. First... Oh, no. You know what? We'll just put it hi. Watch this. We'll just do hi, hey, hello. First. Why is it not, like, microscoping my text this time? Hi, hey, hello. It doesn't have to be, like, literally hi, hey, hello, but, like, one word opening responses or opening messages of just hey. Right? Ugh. God, they're rough, dude. They're rough. I could say one-word responses, too. That's kind of an easy one, but... And that's not even like, when you're like, hey, do you have any plans this weekend? And they're like, no. That is the most boring conversation I've ever had. It happened today on this MeetMe thing. Oh, my days, man. Like, it was just brutal. Brutal. You know, to deal with that. Okay, 3 left. 3 left. And I'm sorry if you're watching not live, by the way. You won't actually be able to give me anything here, but feel free to comment anyway, and I'll still go ahead and give you a like. Man. Fake account was pretty good. I feel like it just encompasses a lot, you know? You could put like something like kind of abysmal, like live streams or something. Because they live stream on some of the apps, but you'd have to be app specific. You know, you'd have to be app specific. And I guess you could see if they paid. Because I'm kind of thinking more like if you match with someone, like you looking at a profile, right? What you see on online dating. right? Like, do you see a shirtless pic? If you upload a shirtless pic, it doesn't make any sense. But if you see one, or if you get a horny message, or if you see a fake account, right, then you check it, right? So I think that would be fair. That's a fair one. Trying to think, though. Maybe you could do that. I mean, you can see when someone's kind of paid, right? Like, they have certain features that allow that. But it's not always that evident. I don't think it's that evident all the time. Okay, we're gonna leave that out, I think, with the payment. Same pictures? I've seen those before. Or you know what? No picture of themselves. Group photo. Group photo! Group photo! Why didn't I think of that? Dude, I'm good. We'll put it right here. Group photo. Group photo only, or profile pic. Both of them. You get both. So, you don't know what I mean? If you go to a profile and all the pictures, every single one of them are group photos, and you literally have to look at the common denominator and just see who's in the photos, who's in every photo. That's annoying, right? By the way, it's always the one that's not as pretty as the other ones. I'm just saying. So yeah, or if the group photo is the profile photo, which also is like guys and girls for sure, and it's annoying because it's just weird. It's just weird. I was going to put a really difficult one on the bottom row here. And again, if you guys have one, feel free to comment and I can add them in here while we got room. I was thinking it would be kind of obtuse in a way, but I was thinking something like a Hail Mary. You know, like something not everybody sees on there. You know, like I see a lot of these random accounts, right? So I see all of this, really. I guess you could do like the bikini picture, but it's specifically, I mean, I guess like a bikini technically is guy and girl, or swimsuit would be maybe a better idea. But I think swimwear or something. But that would encompass like the girls in the bikinis and then the guys in like their trunks. You know, yeah, let's do it. Why not? That's an easy one though. Everybody has that. Oh, in the brackets, it shrinks it. Okay. So that, so yeah, I'll see like bikini, trunks, comma. Yeah, so that's an easy one now. That's a really easy one. Because a lot of girls have that, and a lot of guys have it, which also goes with the shirtless pic. Yeah, I can't do the shirtless pic then. Yeah, we'll do bikini picture. There we go. Specifically kind of more to the guy, or the girl, sorry. Because the shirtless pic would automatically just kind of entail the guy. Most guys aren't walking around in trunks with a shirt on, right? They're wearing trunks and they're going to show off their body, which is what they're doing. Let's see here. I want to move something down on the bottom to make it more kind of even. Because I have a final idea. And I think you guys will approve of what I have. But I don't know. I don't know. I was thinking like something that's a little hard, like that's not so easy, like the duck face or something, right? Let's move that over here. You know, you don't want to give them the whole row, right, for free. Because like let's be honest here, like ghosting, duck face, super light, the bikini pic, and the one where responses are pretty much an average day for a guy. That's funny. How about the guy who didn't realize he signed up as a girl? I'm going to tell you something, by the way. Okay? I'm going to give you a little bit of advice here. They know they're signing up as a guy. Okay? And that's not like someone being like transgender. That's not it. It's a guy. Like, they admit they're a male. And I've met them. There's a video I have on this, okay? They literally sign up willingly as women so that I will see them. They will see me, right? And they will come up in my feed, right? To try to be like, hey, they've matched you. And it's because they don't want to go on Bumble BFF because of the experience I have on Bumble BFF where I'm looking for friends and every single conversation is a guy going, hey, I'm gay. And I'm going, okay? Like, I don't need your sexuality to hang out with you, to get to know you, right? It's really frustrating. I had it, but I think I kind of lost it. It was kind of with the bikini picture there. I guess you could say like a copy-pasted bio. Nah. I mean, you'd have to know what a copy-pasted bio is. Like, you'd have to go look them up. But there's a lot of those too. Like they get pretty obvious. Like they're very repetitive. You'll start seeing them very often. God, this last one, man. I want to get onto the OkCupid date stories for the last like 20 minutes. I had it. When I was doing the bikini picture, the shirtless picture and the bikini picture, I had it. But I had like a male equivalent of something. You could put guns. Yeah. Gun picture. Yeah, if they have guns in their profile, man, it's pretty funny when people have that. It goes with the hunting. That's it though. It goes with the hunting a little too easily. You don't want them. You don't want them too much. You don't want them too much. Yeah. No, that would be weird because like it would be too easy, right? Like you go hunting and you're like, oh, he had a rifle in the background, you know. What about the deadpan selfie? That's a good. Oh, I was thinking the drinks. I was thinking like the picture of them drinking. Right? Out at a bar. Yeah, that's an easy one. We'll put the drinking picture in. Yeah, we'll do that. I can move one around, though. I actually do kind of like that other one. But the drinking picture's good. There's always a drinking picture. We'll leave that for now. I think that was actually pretty fruitful. I'm not going to lie. I didn't think I would have that much fun doing a online dating bingo card. But there you have it. Online dating bingo card. I think that's kind of funny, actually. Demands and profile, though. I appreciate the feedback on that. That was funny. I'm glad to always interact with you guys. So, the more you want to interact, I'm down. So I think for the final little bit here, we'll stream for about another 20 minutes. Depends. I'm kind of having a good time, so we'll go over a little bit longer there. I want to read up a couple date fails from OkCupid, which obviously will be many years ago, but I think would be entertaining to read. So we can kind of wrap up with story time. With the stream. So again, stream for a little bit longer, and I'll let you know when we're coming up to the last few. So you can just listen away while you're living your life. So let's read this one by Job, J0BE. Interesting. Give me 1 second here. Tell Katie to pound sand here. Hopefully she's not watching. The fuck? Dude, my screen, my passcode ain't working. What the fuck? Getting locked out, son. There we go. Hacked my own phone. Alright. Just tell her to kick rocks. Alright, so yeah, we'll read this one here. Let me fix the OBS here for you guys. I apologize that hasn't been looked at here. Alright, there we go. Perfect. I could move that over a little bit there. There we go. That's hot. Alright, that's good. All right, perfect. Sorry about that. All right, so let's read this story. We got an OkCupid date fail coming at you live. So I grew up in a conservative community, started dating a girl when I was 15 and got married at 20. By the way, that's insane. I don't know what anybody else thinks about that story, but that's already insane. 15 and then 20. Wow. Wowee. Separated at 25, which is a long story. And that's not a surprise either, by the way. When you marry young, it usually ends up in disaster. That's my first. This was my first date getting out of marriage, and I'm very vastly inexperienced, and it shows throughout the date. So we have a male dating a female who has not really dated except for being married. That's hilarious. I was bored, and it was a Friday. I had been talking with this girl for a couple days, and I thought, why not? And I asked her if she'd like to grab dinner, and she accepted and suggested Applebee's. Now it may be bit of a hyperbole, but if your date suggests Applebee's, you're gonna have a bad time. I don't actually agree with that statement. I read a Twitter post where a girl commented on her date because the guy was cheap and picked like an Applebee's or a Jack Astor's or something like that. By the way, when you're paying for two at like a Jack Astor's, it's not cheap. Either way, right? Like a Moxie's the same idea. So you know what though? Like I think you're cheap if you expect someone else to be paying for you every single time. Like if you walk in there and you don't even bring a credit card or like $1, and you completely expect the other party to just close up your entire bill, you are cheap. You are the definition of cheap. I gotta really blow my nose, guys. I gotta let me take care of that real quick. Bear with me for 30 seconds. We're gonna run to the bathroom. Running to the bathroom. Not walking. Oh, man. we... I can actually breathe again. I'm sorry, if I talk for like an hour, my nose just gets so nasally that it's not good. It's not attractive. All right. But anyway, yeah, like I was saying though, Applebee's, I don't understand the problem with Applebee's, but apparently he knew it was going to be a bad time. So anyway, I get there a little early and I hear someone behind me say, "Hey, is that you?" And I'm thinking, "Oh crap." The girl was nothing like I expected. Her profile must have been 10 years old based on the fact that she was, one, much shorter than expected. Really? That's a new one to me. I've never been height catfished before. I've been catfished, but it's usually like weight or like physical appearance. It's never been like height. Like I've never met a girl that like claimed to be 5'10" and then showed up and was like 5'4". Like that's crazy. And about 100 pounds heavier than I expected and was balding. The hostess took this moment to come back and say our table was ready, and I thought, screw it, I'm hungry, let's do it, and that was a mistake. I got a comment there, as you know I like to do. So, I don't really think he did anything wrong. I think that's probably the respectful thing to do. You can immediately gauge that you're probably not that interested anymore. And it's not like, let's say the girl was 100 pounds, okay? And she's now 200 pounds. That's a difference, right? And no different than a guy is that difference in size, right? And some people like someone a little bigger and some people don't like that. So, like, again, be honest and you're going to have less problems down the road, right? Which is going to be people going, I don't want to see you again, right? I'm not that interested. Because now he's already realizing that she's not comfortable showing what she looks like. Have a recent picture, right? Have you, I'm not the best looking guy out there, but I have pictures showing who I am, my size, what I look like. You get it. So they know what they're dealing with, right? So they're not wasting any time. You get the full deal. That's what it should be. So we sat down to eat, and my date was immediately rude to our waitress. And I always say that you got to not be negative on a date. That's a no-no. That was definitely an even bigger buzzkill. We order our food and proceed to have some of the worst date conversation I've ever had. Some topics to avoid on a first date, which is pining over your ex, how soul-crushingly depressing your job is, and for the love of God, don't bring up your lap band surgery. Just don't. It's pretty common sense. Like, don't bring up negativity on a date, which is like being negative to the waitress shows that immediately. Talking about an ex shows you're not ready to commit and move forward, that you're still kind of hung up on people. Not a good idea. And I also don't recommend dinner on a first date either, just because you do have to do these awkward conversations that can last like an hour. If you go for a coffee, you can be out of there in half an hour. You could literally just be like, well, I've had my coffee. I actually got to really get going. I'm really sorry. But when you're into that dinner, you really got to finish your dinner. It's not appropriate to just get up and leave. But some people do that. I did read a story where a guy just bounced on a date, like he went into the washroom and ran because he wasn't like impressed that his date showed up in like basically like yoga pants. Which, by the way, I've never met a guy that didn't like a girl in yoga pants. That's just insane if you don't like that. However, he didn't like that she wasn't like dressed up, like she came right from yoga, and it was like, dude, the girl's got a busy schedule, and you didn't even have the balls to tell her that you weren't interested. Yeah, we might read that too. Eventually, the waitress asks if we'd like any to-go boxes, to which my date replies, leftovers, ew, those are disgusting. The waitress was visibly taken aback, but followed it with very normal question, 1 check or 2. That's a great question. That's a great question, man. I gotta comment that right there. So, the whole to-go box is fine. I mean, some people don't like leftovers. Don't say that. Just be like, no, thank you. That's usually enough to get your point across. And you can just kind of serve the rest out. Maybe you don't want the leftover cold fries. They're maybe not that great. But I'm telling you, I had a burger from, like, Dairy Queen. Thanks, Sorab, by the way, for that, if you're watching. I had a burger from Dairy Queen, like, 3 days after. Like, it was just in the fridge, like, cold. I just, like, microwaved it. It was actually pretty good. I'm not going to lie to you. That was fast food. Not bad. I think I was also hungry, but you get the point. However, what I want to talk about, though, is where the waitress was caught on. This is what I'm thinking. The waitress caught on and was like, this date clearly isn't going well. She could tell when she would come over, like, hey, do you guys want to go, like, do you want a refill on water? Can I get you a drink? How's it tasting? That, the generic crap, right? Clearly, she could tell there was uneasiness and was like, okay. So a lot of the time, they'll just give you the one bill. They won't even ask you, and you got to go, hey, excuse me, do you mind if we get 2? Because they'll just assume, right? Like, and I don't really agree with that. I think you should always ask. But I think that was probably, it might have had a part to play, that she might have seen that and said, okay, this isn't going too well. Okay. Perfect. So anyway, so she asked for it. I kind of jumped away there. We're right here. My date interrupted me to say, "One, please." Now, if I had the experience I do now, I would have replied the longs of thanking her so much for covering the dinner. But I dejectedly paid for the meal. That's it. I would have, again, it is kind of like the respectful thing to do. Like, you don't want to make a scene, you'll pay for the meal. But you do have to realize, and I mean, I hate to say this about women, and it's not every girl. But there are women out there that will literally go out on dinners and stuff like that for free dinners, right? That will, like, purposely not pay, not attempt to pay, not bring any money. There was a video on Reddit that surfaced like a week ago. Surfaced, I say, but you know what I mean. Anyway, video surfaces on Reddit about a week ago, and it's a girl filming this guy on a date because he wasn't paying. They didn't have a good date, and he wanted to split the bill, and she's shaming him because of how cheap he is, right? And it backfired completely. Like, all the comments are roasting this girl, and she put this on TikTok. Like, she like live streamed it on TikTok, and and I'm gonna talk about it. I'm gonna write it down. Yeah, video on girl filming going on date who wanted to split. I will find that, and it's going to be its own YouTube video because I think it deserves it. Not only is it embarrassing for both of you to act like that, like you're basically acting like a child, let's be honest, but it's just so naive to just expect people to pay for that. I'm not trying to advocate anything. I'm not trying to say that a guy shouldn't pay. I think if you ask someone out, you should probably insist on paying for that. The first date, that's fine. And I'm telling you, it's attractive when a woman will either like be like, "Oh, hey, well, you know what? I'll get the next date." That is fantastic. But if as soon as they go one bill like that, and you're trying to go split, and they go like that, not good. Because it just doesn't show respect, you know. Like you are paying all the money, you're showing up, you're doing the time, you're making the effort of asking them out. I can guarantee you, she's not asking these guys out; they're asking her out. So that's also why I also don't agree with that as well. Like, oh, the person who asks out the other person should pay. Okay, so 99% of the time it's a guy, right? And we always have to pay for the dinner, and then if they don't feel it or we don't feel it, we're out of the money and we do it again. Like that's like a $70 bill every time. Which is BS. But I'm not a fan of this girl immediately doing that. That was not cool. But I get the guy wants to be respectful and not create that much of a scene and just get out of there. I totally get that. I know I kind of went in a little rant there, but you get the idea. Outside, I wanted to get out of there. So as we're saying our goodbye, she asked us if you want to go see a movie. Now at this point, it's 7 p.m. on a Friday, and I was bored as hell. You don't do this. And I thought at least at the movie we don't have to talk, so sure, and why not? To which she replied, "Well, I'm broke, so either you're paying for it or we can go back to my place for Netflix." And oh god, these options suck. I don't really know about you guys. I'm just going to say, I don't want anyone knowing where I live on the first date. Like, I don't want a woman knowing my address. What if she's crazy? What if she's stalking me? What if the woman doesn't want a guy to know where she lives? What if he's going to murder me? What if he'll rob me? What if he's crazy and stalks me, right? Don't let people know where you live on a first date. It's insane. If you're going to do a hookup, meet up a couple times, get to know the person slightly, hook up, right? Don't do that. And also, she admittedly just straight up said she was broke, which I'm not going to lie to you, by the way. I like kind of like an independent woman. Good on you if you're into a woman maybe that doesn't have that much money. Maybe you don't have that much money. But if I had a date that just straight up admitted to me she was broke and couldn't afford a movie, and I just paid for her dinner, I'd be telling her to kick rocks. Because I can immediately tell she has no worth to me. Like, what's the point of bringing you into, like, a date or a relationship when I pay for everything, right? Everything, right? I don't want a sugar baby. I want a partner, right? Like, I want an adult who can cover for themselves, right? Like, if we go to a movie theater, pay for your ticket, right? Or if I got the dinner, you pay for the movie. That's a great idea, right? That's good, right? And it shows that she values me and my money. But if I'm just paying for everything, what am I getting out of that, right? Oh, like the chance at sex? Like, I just pay a prostitute. It'd be cheaper, right? Like, it'd be insane. So it's insane that this guy wants to do the movie. Typically, back in the day, people did do the dinner/movie. And you know why they did it. They did the dinner/movie for that exact reason, that you didn't have to talk in a movie. Want to say, by the way, I know I've been on a rant for a little while on this, and it's been very good, by the way. I just want to thank everybody for watching. I appreciate you guys checking out the stream, and if you're watching on YouTube after the fact, I appreciate that too. There's that. Just putting out my shout-outs. Anyway. And oh yeah, if Wesley's watching, how you doing? But I don't know if he's watching. But if he's watching, there you go, you have it. Anyway, so yeah, she's going to do the movie. Both of the options suck. And he's like, well, you know what? I don't have to spend any money. I'm going to do the Netflix. So he goes, let's do Netflix, which is a dumb move. Dumb move. And I'm not even saying that just myself. That's what it says, and I agree. So I follow her back to her place. We get there and walk up to her apartment when she introduces me to her roommate, her husband. Okay, I'm not gonna lie to you, I didn't see that coming. I thought the roommate would be funny, but the husband I didn't see coming, which I didn't know about. I'm in complete shock at this point. I was far outside my element and had no idea what to do. So I did possibly the worst thing. I sat down on the couch, which, yeah, I get that. Clarity, edit, they were in an open marriage. I saw coming too. They were either looking for a threesome or open marriage. My date sat down in between the husband and I. We did the horrible song and dance that goes with Netflix, where you both ask each other questions about what movies you've seen and what looks good. It took far too long, and eventually chose the perfect host, a creepy movie starring the gay guy from Frasier as a split personality serial killer. Weird as hell movie, especially when you're stuck in a stranger's home. And as a note, the husband is still here for the entirety of the movie. So after the movie ends, she flips over her Roku to the adult video section and leans in towards me, asking me, so what do you want to do now? Does that have that? Seriously, does Roku have an adult video section? I didn't know that. I finally jumped in my car, said I had work in the morning, and bolted to my car. He jumped up, bolted to the car, yeah. Thinking like my lucky stars, I got away with my skin attached. He was probably just going to try to rope into a threesome, or the guy was a cuck. There's no way around it. God damn. God damn. That's crazy. Okay, we're going to do one more. I got to try Fallout 4. I'm trying to mod that and get it back on the computer. So we're going to do one more, which will probably take another, knowing me, probably going to be another 15 minutes. And we'll go from there. Because I only plan to do an hour. So I think that's pretty good. So, Antok? Is that how you say that? I have no idea. Antok comes to us from 9 years ago. This happened a couple years ago when I was about 23 to 24. I met a college girl through a pointedly crappy sup response to a lazy hi message, which probably should have been a warning sign. If you're not sure what that actually meant, is the girl or him, whichever one, by the way, responded with a one-word message, and they reciprocated with a one-word message, and it just skyrocketed from there. It went from there. It starts off weird. We got to brunch, and the waiter is being overly friendly with her and spending a lot of time at our table. Okay, so brunch on a first date isn't a bad idea. It's not terrible, actually. I'm not opposed to that. Because brunch is lighter, too, right? You might just go and have some eggs or something, but it still follows that dinner problem, which I don't really strongly recommend. Spent a lot of time at our table. She's being friendly back. It's uncomfortable. It's not a red flag. I get a mimosa and offer her some, and she politely declines. We go back to hers and immediately flips on American Dad. Again, I don't know how these stories escalate so fast. They're like, oh yeah, we went out for brunch and immediately we're back at her place watching American Dad. That doesn't make any logical sense. No one would do that, right? No one should, is what I'm saying. She immediately flips on American Dad. She tells me she can spend whole days just sitting and watching American Dad. That's 3 yellow flags all in one, but it's a first date in a long time, so F it. I don't really see watching American Dad all day, sorry, by the way, as a yellow flag. That's kind of like a caution. If you went out with a date of a guy and he said, I only watch anime and that's all I do, that's a yellow flag because you're like, this guy's possibly a weeb. But I don't think American Dad is necessarily that bad. I mean, Family Guy's pretty funny. I'll give it that. But I mean, I don't watch it all the time. It'd be here and there, right? I just really watch, Judge Judy. Anyway. She gets a text from her friend inviting her to lunch, and even though we just ate, we agree to go meet up with him. Man, what am I reading? Why would anyone do that? Why would you go on a date to brunch with a girl, okay, at 23, 24 years old, brunch with a girl, go back to her place to watch American Dad, and then go to lunch with a friend? Like, am I not understanding? Am I reading the wrong story? Like, I'm totally not getting what's happening here. I'm not getting what they're laying down. Okay. Cool. Great. On the way, she tells me they love pranking each other. She's thinking about breaking into his room and taking his laptop and external hard drive with the dissertation on it. What a funny prank. That's not funny. That's an asshole prank. Changing his wallpaper is funny, like his laptop wallpaper. Taking his laptop isn't funny. We arrive at the college cafeteria. Oh my god, why is it a college cafeteria? That's hilarious. We arrive at the cafeteria. They get food, etc. By the way, she ate brunch, so she ate like an hour ago. As we're sitting down, a boy who is obviously crushing on her says hi and sits at a table directly behind us. He seems really bubbly and nice. That's wholesome. About 5 minutes into the lunch, her friend asks, "So how's the baby?" To which she responds with a glare and shushes him. Oh, buddy. I remember her refusing the mimosa earlier, which is an alcoholic drink. The conversation leads to how she's pregnant, which isn't listed on her profile. I hate that, by the way. We'll come back to that. And how she doesn't know who the father is, but it's probably Swedish, because she says she slept with the most Swedish foreign exchange program. Most of the Swedish exchange program. She says she thinks she can convince one of the boys to be the father in exchange for a green card. Her voice is growing hysterical as this goes on. But would it be rude to just stand up and leave at this point, right? By the way, throughout this, the boy behind us is visibly deflating, because obviously he's hearing about the kid and he's pissed. So I sit through it, trying to be comforting as possible. We leave, but her friend stays. As we're walking out the door, she's like, "Haha, you didn't believe any of that, did you? We were just pranking you. We love stuff like that. Like, he told his parents he's married. They've spent so much money on the bridal shower. Haha." I call that my first date pregnancy scare story. She invited me back to her place, but I wasn't in the mood for American Dad or to be her American Dad. Well played. My theory is that I would just been the unwitting subject of a social experiment, because a date that bad has to be engineered. Yeah, that's pretty true. You really can't fluke that up as bad as that was. That's an awful date, by the way. I mean, you can't get around that. You can't beat around the bush there. That's got to be one of the kind of more terrifying ones I've read, because, like, as mentioned there, or as he mentioned, the girl didn't have that she was a single mother or had a kid in the profile. Now, technically speaking, she's pregnant. She actually had the kid yet. Like, she could have still abort technically or whatever, or adopt, right? Send the kid for adoption. But by all merits, she has a kid coming. That's a big deal. And she doesn't even know who the father is, which is also a huge deal. Any person that tries to get in with a parent who's single and has a kid really needs to know that that's a big responsibility, right? And they should know that. And if they don't know that, that's scaring. That's scary to me. You really should know. Like, if you're getting involved with that, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with getting involved with that. I have no problem with that. But if you're getting involved with someone and you don't even know that they've got a kid, right? Like, that's a big commitment, right? It's not like owning like a Chihuahua, which is also a big commitment. But there's a big difference in like a little dog or a cat and a kid, right? That's crazy. So I think that's going to be it, everyone, for the stream. I do want to get onto some Fallout. I think we've done a good stream, a good decent length. I only did a couple of the Reddit date fails, but we'll have some for the next stream, which I do believe, by the way, and I could be wrong here, so don't quote me. I'm going to start doing it weekly. Every week we're going to do one live stream for probably about an hour to an hour and a half. That way I just don't do too many of them. I can kind of I was getting a little burnt out doing them like 2 to 3 times a week. It was a little bit much. So we'll be doing a live stream, I believe, once a week. I'm not going to guarantee it's like every Wednesday. That's kind of bold. But Wednesday would be nice. It would be nice to have a schedule that you just know, hey, by the way, every Wednesday, 5:30 p.m., I'm live, and this is what we're going to talk about. So that's cool. So anyway, I just want to quickly mention a couple things, and we'll wrap up the stream. So as mentioned before, at the beginning of the stream, if you're maybe just kind of new into the stream, you're still sticking around, MeetMe dating app is going to be coming out probably within about a week, give or take. Week, probably. Not earlier, I imagine, so possibly after that. And the Bumble BFF, technically dating app, but the Bumble Looking for Friends review will be dropping tomorrow or Friday. depending on what I'm feeling. Probably tomorrow I'm dropping that video. So that's coming. In my update video, if you have seen that, if you haven't seen it, in 2023, just uploaded it the other day, like yesterday, I think. Excuse me. I just mentioned how there's going to be more online dating videos coming. I've got new ideas of things I want to do, like, for example, like Bumble in, like, Thailand. I think that'd be kind of funny, kind of cool, and a good experiment. I don't have Tinder, so we got to work with what we got. So that's going to happen, and more movie reviews coming out as well. I want to get, like instead of doing all the just shorts, like, that's, like, the initial, hey, I saw the movie, here's what I thought. I might do some spoiler videos and briefly talk about the movie and just maybe why I liked or disliked the movie. Like Avatar 2, The Menu. I don't even know what I watched the other day. Sorry, I got a cough. I got to look that up. I don't even know what the hell that movie was called. Babylon. That's it. Awful movie. Anyway, so I think that's going to be it. We've kind of said what we need to say. So thank you so much for watching, everybody. I do appreciate that. You all coming in, checking it out. And I appreciate you watching after the fact of being live. We had some good participation. I do appreciate that as well. That was awesome. And if you have any video ideas, if any dating apps or anything like that, feel free to comment and I should be able to see those. And you can email me at gordonnickdaniels@gmail.com and I will definitely do those for you. So without any further ado, I'm going to go play some Fallout 4. Thanks for watching, everybody. We're going to see you in the next one. Take it easy. Peace.